The Grand Chamber of the Galactic Council was massive beyond imagination. Towers of glowing crystal stretched into the ceiling, and hundreds of alien species filled the hall. Each had eyes that glimmered, tentacles that twitched, or armored shells that reflected the light. The air buzzed with whispers and murmurs as representatives argued over wars, trade, and resources. But today, all attention was on one topic: humans. "They are insignificant," a blue-scaled creature hissed. Its voice echoed like metal scraping metal. "Primitive, weak, no fleet, no weapons, no worth. They will crumble at the first sign of real war." "They are unpredictable," a floating gas-like being added, drifting above the crowd. "We cannot predict their actions, but their small fleets mean nothing. They are toys." The aliens laughed, a low chorus of scorn that filled the enormous chamber. Charts flickered in the air, showing the size of human fleets compared to the fleets of the top empires. Tiny dots moved on the holograms, dwarfed by massive warships and dreadnoughts. "They are barely a thorn. No, barely a scratch." Meanwhile, in the far corner, a human scout ship slipped quietly through the outer doors of the chamber. Its sleek silver hull reflected the colorful lights of the council hall. It was small, almost fragile-looking, and easily overlooked. Most aliens didn't even notice it. The humans aboard watched silently, knowing they were under scrutiny, but hiding their calm determination. Then, a sudden alert appeared in the council chamber. A holographic display flickered into life, showing strange human activity at the edge of a nearby star system. Ships moved in patterns the aliens could not fully understand. The council members murmured nervously. This is irregular," said one elder alien, his many eyes narrowing. "Why would they move like this? It makes no sense. Surely it is nothing." Others shrugged. They had counted humans out. They had already decided that humanity was a species of little consequence, a footnote in galactic history. "Let them try," one ambassador sneered. "They will fail, and we will not even need to lift a finger." A vote was called. Representatives pressed glowing pads in front of them, casting their decision. The results appeared in bright letters above the chamber. Humanity written off. The hall erupted in approval. Cheers, clicks, and low growls of satisfaction spread through the council. The humans, tiny, fragile humans, were officially ignored. They had no say in galactic politics, no right to participate in wars, no expectation of respect. They were dismissed. But the humans on the scout ship did not panic. They did not argue. They only observed. Every movement, every whisper of alien doubt, every miscalculation was a part of a larger plan. They knew the council had underestimated them. They knew that being written off was exactly what they needed to stay hidden until the time came. As the council celebrated, no one noticed the faint shimmer of the human scout ship disappearing into the darkness of space. And somewhere, deep in uncharted systems, human engineers, scientists, and soldiers were already preparing. The galaxy thought humans were weak. They were wrong. Far from the glittering halls of the Galactic Council, hidden in the shadow of a dying star, a fleet of human ships quietly prepared. Unlike the massive, clunky war machines of the aliens, these vessels were small, fast, and highly adaptive. Their silver hulls gleamed faintly, sensors blinking as they ran final checks. Every ship was ready, but no one outside knew it. The humans had learned long ago that secrecy was survival. On the bridge of the flagship Horizon, Captain Reyna stood tall, her eyes scanning the starry void. Her uniform was simple, but her presence carried authority. She had led countless missions, faced overwhelming odds, and never wavered. Her crew, a mix of young cadets and seasoned officers, looked to her with trust and hope. "Listen carefully," Reyna began, her voice calm but firm. "The galaxy thinks we are weak. They laugh at us. They call us insignificant. But we know the truth. We are fast, we are clever, and we adapt. Today we prepare not just to survive, but to show them what humans can do." Her words echoed through the ship. The crew straightened, hearts pounding with a mix of fear and excitement. Every eye followed her as she continued. "We strike where they do not expect. We move like shadows. We fight like fire. We do not need numbers. We need courage, and we have it." Meanwhile, across the galaxy, the alien empires continued to mock humanity. They studied charts, laughed at reports, and dismissed the tiny human fleets as inconsequential. They had no idea that every move they made was being watched. Human scouts had already mapped their battle formations, noted weak points, and calculated patterns. The aliens thought they were invisible. They were wrong. Tension built as new intelligence arrived. Sensors detected a massive alien fleet approaching a remote human outpost. The small settlement was vulnerable, poorly defended compared to the alien armada. The crew of the Horizon watched the readouts silently. "This is it," said Reyna softly, gripping the railing. "Stay ready, stay sharp. They think this is an easy victory." Moments later, the first attack struck. Alien ships descended on the outpost like a storm, firing energy beams that tore through the atmosphere. Panic threatened to rise, but the humans responded calmly. Automated shields activated, hidden turrets emerged, and small human fighters zipped between the massive alien vessels. The aliens expected an easy victory. They expected to crush humanity with overwhelming force, but the outpost resisted. Human defenses adapted in real time, surprising the attackers. Missiles intercepted, ships maneuvered in impossible ways, and alien lasers often missed by mere inches. As the battle unfolded, one alien commander barked in disbelief. How are they fighting back?" On the horizon, Reyna watched every move. Her eyes gleamed. "This is only the beginning," she said. "Let them see. Let them learn. Humans are not defenseless." And far above, the aliens had no idea that this small outpost was just a single piece in a much larger plan. The silence of space was shattered as human ships surged from hidden positions. Small, sleek fighters darted between stars, invisible until they struck. The human fleet was ready, but the aliens were not. They had dismissed humanity as weak, but now that arrogance would cost them dearly. Captain Reyna stood on the bridge of the flagship Horizon, eyes scanning the holographic displays. "Engage," she ordered, and the human ships moved like a single organism, precise and deadly. Some ships acted as decoys, drawing alien fire into empty space. Others executed guerrilla-style attacks, striking weak points in alien formations before vanishing again. Adaptive shields flickered as alien beams hit, shrugging off damage that would have destroyed any ordinary vessel. The aliens panicked. Their massive ships, designed to crush entire fleets, could not adapt to these tactics. Explosions erupted across their formations as human missiles found their marks. Tiny dots on holographic displays became bright flashes of destruction. The humans moved with skill and speed, leaving the aliens stunned. "This is impossible!" a purple-scaled alien shouted. They are destroying our ships!" The first wave of human attacks left the aliens reeling.
Holographic battle reports began streaming into the alien council chambers. Numbers flashed across the displays. Entire squadrons of alien ships destroyed, with minimal human losses. Murmurs of disbelief ran through the council. Eyes widened, claws clenched, tentacles twitched nervously. One ambassador slammed his claw on the council table. "Check again. These reports cannot be correct. Humans cannot be this effective." But the numbers did not lie. Alien dreadnoughts had fallen to the humans' clever strikes. Outposts had been taken, and small fleets had vanished before the aliens could respond. The humans were learning with every engagement, adapting faster than any alien strategy could predict. As panic spread among the aliens, the humans revealed their next move. From the darkness of uncharted space, an entire human fleet emerged, jumping straight into the heart of alien territory. The aliens were caught off guard, their communications jammed by human interference, their weapons firing at shadows where the ships had just been. Captain Reyna watched the readouts with calm satisfaction. "They underestimated us," she said softly. "They still do, but now they will learn." Across the galaxy, the Council received word of the first major human strike, deep in their territory. The casualty report flashed on their screens. Hundreds of alien ships destroyed, thousands of lives lost, and yet the humans had barely lost a single vessel. The Council members stared in shock. This cannot be happening," one elder alien whispered. How are they doing this?" The human fleet advanced like shadows, moving unpredictably, hitting multiple targets at once. The aliens had never seen tactics like this. It was as if the humans could think faster than their computers, react quicker than their sensors, and fight with a courage that refused to bend. As the Council scrambled to respond, a chilling thought spread among them. Humanity had not just survived, they were striking at the very heart of the galaxy. And in the void of space, Captain Reyna smiled. The battle had begun, and the humans were already winning.
The galaxy watched in disbelief as humans continued to outmaneuver their enemies. Every encounter, every skirmish made them faster, smarter, and more deadly. Small human fleets darted between alien warships, striking with precision and vanishing before the aliens could retaliate. With each battle, they learned, adapted, and improved. What had once seemed like luck now appeared to be strategy, a strategy the galaxy had never seen. Captain Reyna stood on the bridge of the horizon, calm as ever, her eyes scanning the battlefield. "Adjust formation, activate self-repair protocols," she ordered. From the decks below, technicians responded instantly. Ships that had taken hits began to mend themselves, panels welding, and energy fields reinforcing in real time. Damage that would have crippled any alien vessel barely slowed the humans. The aliens panicked. Their massive ships, built for raw power, could not cope with the humans' clever maneuvers. Technology they had long considered superior was now being used against them. Humans had studied alien weapons, systems, and strategies, adapting them in ways no one had imagined. Missiles bounced harmlessly off adaptive shields, fighter squads appeared where no sensors detected them, and AI support systems predicted enemy moves before they happened. One alien commander shouted in frustration, "How are they always one step ahead? Every plan, every strike, it is as if they can see the future." And in the council chambers, whispers of fear began to spread. One alien ambassador, a tall, silver-scaled veteran, leaned forward and spoke in a low voice. We have underestimated them. They are no longer just humans. They may be the most dangerous species in the galaxy. We must rethink everything." His warning fell on skeptical ears, but doubt had begun to creep into even the most confident minds.
The casualty reports continued to pour in. Alien fleets shattered. Outposts were taken. Systems thought safe were under human control. The Council had counted humans out once, and that mistake was proving deadly. On the front lines, Reyna's fleet moved like a living organism. Fighters flitted between larger ships, decoys drew enemy fire, and command ships coordinated strikes with perfect timing. Every tactic was unpredictable, every move calculated. Humans had turned the battle into a game of shadows, leaving the aliens confused, disoriented, and fearful. The tension built to a boiling point. Both sides prepared for the ultimate engagement, a massive clash that would decide the future of the galaxy. Every fleet, every ship, every pilot waited for the signal. The humans were ready. The aliens were terrified. And in the shadows of deep space, Reyna whispered to her crew, "This is it. The galaxy thought it could ignore us. Now they will see why humans are never to be counted out." Across the stars, the alien council trembled as they watched human fleets gather in formation. The next battle would not be small. It would not be simple. It would be a fight to the last ship, the final test of courage, skill, and ingenuity. The galaxy held its breath. The final battle had ended. The stars were quiet once more, but the silence was heavy with the cost of war. Human ships floated among the wreckage, some damaged, some scorched, but most still flying. Smoke curled from the shattered hulls of alien dreadnoughts, and small fires flickered on planets that had seen the fury of the fight. Captain Reyna stood on the bridge of the horizon, her face calm but thoughtful. Around her, the crew worked quietly, tending to repairs, helping wounded pilots, and checking the remaining weapons systems. They had won, but victory had a price. Several ships had been lost. Brave humans who had fought with courage and skill would never return home. Reyna bowed her head for a moment in silent respect for those sacrifices. Far across the galaxy, in the towering chambers of the Galactic Council, the aliens received the final battle reports. The numbers were staggering. Thousands of alien ships destroyed, entire fleets lost, systems thought secure, now under human control. And human casualties? Minimal, far fewer than anyone had predicted. The Council sat in stunned silence. Whispers and shocked gasps filled the chamber. One elder alien leaned forward, his eyes wide with disbelief. They have done the impossible. How can so few humans cause so much destruction?" Another shook his many heads. "We misjudged them. We wrote them off. We were wrong." For the first time, the aliens felt respect, real, grudging respect for a species they had once mocked. Humanity had proven that courage, intelligence, and adaptability were weapons just as powerful as firepower or numbers. Meanwhile, Reyna and her fleet did not celebrate. They did not send messages of pride or victory. Humans did not boast. They continued their mission, repairing their ships, exploring the stars, and preparing for whatever might come next. Survival and exploration were their goals, not glory. Yet their reputation had spread across the galaxy. Every alien fleet, every galactic council, every outpost now knew the name of humanity. They had underestimated humans once. They would not do it again. But even in victory there was suspense. The galaxy was watching. Other species, hidden in distant corners, were observing human tactics, wondering how such a small species could strike so fiercely and so effectively. Humans had changed the balance of power, and no one knew what they would do next. Captain Reyna gazed out at the stars, her expression calm, thoughtful, and unreadable. "The galaxy thought it could ignore us," she said softly to herself. "It has learned its first lesson, but the next one will be theirs to survive. And so the story of the human triumph spread, whispered across star systems. The galaxy learned one truth that day: never count humans out. The stars were quiet once more, but the sense of anticipation lingered. Somewhere deep in the void, humans continued to prepare, to explore, and to grow stronger. And the galaxy waited, wondering what this small but fearless species would do next.